So guess what? On the new season of 13 Reasons Why, there will be a warning at the beginning of the video, at the beginning of every episode, if I understand this correctly.
What warning?
It's gonna say, if you ever feel you need to talk to someone, reach out to a parent, a friend, a school counselor, or an adult you trust. Call a local helpline or go to 13reasonswhy.info, because the minute you start talking about it, it gets easier. So
What's wrong with that?
it's just, and now watch our episode of suicide. Watch our depraved show of teens cutting themselves.
I think it's good that they have that at the beginning of the episode, though, because I think if you are feeling those things, it can feel overwhelming, and it's good
To me, it's
help.
a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face. You know why it's a slap in the face?
Why?
Because all this comes down to is dollar signs. All this comes down to is getting people to watch our shit. I have no problem with that. You do whatever you feel is necessary to get people to watch your shit because you need to make money and pay your rent and, pay for that nice car that you drive. I get it. I totally understand it's a business. But to go and have this contrived message that we care about you and we created this thing over here, the only reason if they really cared about that, they would have done that for season 1. The only reason they're doing it here is because they got a lot of flack for glorifying suicide. I understand the point, the social justice warrior point, that like, oh yeah, people go through this, it's,
Okay,
I get it.
Totally stolen my social justice warrior speech, but I think it's important to have that conversation because I feel like a lot of time, maybe, especially going through that weird transition period of teenagehood, and things can be rough. And I think it's totally okay to reach out to someone. And if you're not comfortable with talking to the adult in your life, like your parent figure or whatever, there are helplines and people who are there to listen to you. So yes.
Just to be clear, it's not a quote that comes up or a card, it's a video montage of the actors saying this.
Oh, okay. Well, that's weird.
It's like an after-school special.
Oh, no. Like Captain America in Spider-Man Homecoming?
Yes, exactly like that. It's like, if you need help, call this.
Awkward.
Make a phone call. Speak to a friend. Those messages are so interesting to me because I wonder how effective they are. I don't think there's a way for us to really measure that. Like, I guess you can do a poll, but how do you know that the people that took their lives saw that message and just ignored it? Because I feel like for any one of you or us who's been there in that dark place, that doesn't actually have an effect on you. It doesn't actually do anything to you. You're so deeply removed that that message, I think, has zero effect. I think that is purely for PR reasons. That's the only reason that exists. And you know what? Fine. It just feels, fake. It doesn't feel like it's genuinely coming from a good place. They want to tell this story because it's based on this book that did very, very well. Mm-hmm. And doing this show is driving a lot of subscriptions to, up so people can watch that show.
Right.
It's just money.
Well, they're clearly covering their asses, right? Because, they don't want a lawsuit, they don't want issues, so if they just put that disclaimer at the beginning, you can litigate anything here.
Yeah, but Netflix has what's called fuck you money. They have so much of it. Everybody has a Netflix subscription, even if they don't use it. Everybody's got one. They have money to just blow on bright sequels for the next 10 years. They can do whatever they want. And they're going to continue to make 13 Reasons Why. So
so long as people keep watching 13 Reasons Why, then yes, they will. Although,
do you really think that bears an effect on whether or not people watch the show, seeing that message come up? I think people are going to watch it anyway.
They're going to watch it anyway. But it's just them covering their bases just in case someone decides to take their life and they're like, oh, but we put a disclaimer at the front. But I really hope that, if there are people out there who are suffering from deep depression, that they feel that they can seek help. Like you were saying, it is hard when you're stuck in the grips of a dark, deep depression to kind of find your way out of it and to feel like someone is there to listen to you and someone actually does care.
Let's just do a random experiment. So anyone watching this, if you are someone who has suffered from that kind of level of depression, damn near suicide, comment below and let me know if messages like that, when you see them pop up, does it change your feeling? Does it change your stance? Does it change your mindset? Are you more inclined to then go out and reach out because you saw that message? Because in my mind, oftentimes, people are kind of it's almost like cemented in their place.
You can't help everyone.
I
but
completely
you can
just
try.
but here's the thing. I'm on a different stance than a lot of people who were angry with 13 Reasons Why. I don't think it glorified suicide. I mean, like, to me, what people were complaining about how it helped people to see how to suicide. And I'm like,
Right. You
didn't
can just
you
go on the internet and find out.
Yeah, like that. It's easy to see that. It's easy to find out how to do that already. Like the 13 Reasons Why. That was just the end of the show. Like somehow she died and made the tapes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like somehow we got to a place where she's not there anymore, and all they did was show it. Like, sure, they could have not, but like, if someone is already what do you call it, inclined towards it, I don't really see that show as being the thing that makes them go, oh, well, I guess I should do it too. Like, but maybe I'm being an asshole and being, narrow-minded, and I should open my mind up more to the possibility that it might steer someone in the wrong direction. But, like, this just reminds me of when, this is going to date me a little bit, but back in the day, Beavis and Butthead, there was episodes of them playing with fire and burning something down or something like that.
Yeah.
And then some 5-year-old burned his house down, and they tried to blame the show. It's like, hello, you've got parents. Like, no, just, you can't blame the TV show. Like, there's so much media out there that you could just blame everything on. No, I reject that. I reject the notion that is what's going to make people commit suicide.
Be that as it may, I hope that, maybe it gets through to someone.
I'm coming off like an asshole right now, and I totally understand that and appreciate it. I just don't know that there's a positive net worth here of rescuing people from themselves by having that message. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I'm just the perpetual optimist who's like, well, I can see all of the reasons why you're saying that. I can see all the 13 reasons why.
Yeah,
I also want to see like the silver lining to that cloud, which is maybe it'll help someone.
Look, I will shut the F up on this stance completely forever and ever if people comment below and say, yeah, I was at the edge and I saw a message like that and it completely changed my life and it completely saved me from myself and wanting to take my own life. Like, if I just need one of those and I'm like, okay, cool, like, then that totally makes it worth it. If it saves one life, if that kind of message saves one life, like truly saves one life, then yeah, I totally can subscribe to that and buy into it. But I haven't seen any studies on it, not that I've been looking for it, I haven't seen any studies on it that indicate that message actually does anything. Just like cigarette
Oh yeah, like
ads,
the whole cigarette warning.
does that actually stop people from smoking? Because it doesn't stop me. I don't smoke though, but I'm just
I was
like,
gonna say.
but if I wanted to, I wouldn't give a shit about the ad. I'm like, me not smoking has nothing to do with those campaigns. It's just, and I actually heard that those campaigns are funded by cigarette companies to encourage people's interest in smoking. It's like this kind of reverse psychology thing.
So weird.
Like they pay for it to have as many ads as possible because it keeps the presence of cigarette and smoking present in your mind. Isn't that bizarre?
That's bizarre.
It's like this weird backwards thing.
That's
and because
so weird.
Because it's edgy and wrong, you want to do it. But anyway, that to say, like the anti-smoking thing, it's not what stopped me from smoking. I just didn't have interest in it. The anti-drug stuff certainly didn't stop me. Like, I still tried weed. Like I tried it.
The gateway drug.
The gateway, exactly, the gateway drug. I grew up on little. What do you call it? PSAs going, this is your brain on drugs. And it was showing like a boiled egg, or not a boiled egg, but a fried egg. And it's like, that didn't really do anything. But that's me. I might be
An anomaly.
But I really don't think I am. Like, if I'm like this, then surely many people are like this, where they're like, yeah, fuck that. That's stupid,
But if you are feeling bad, then talk to someone.
But what is you saying that gonna do? That's all I'm saying. The only effective thing I can see is personal efforts. Like, if your best friend was going through something.
Right.
That's the only...
Okay, let's turn that around. If you notice someone going through a hard time, maybe lend them an ear and genuinely listen, because a lot of the time I feel like that's what people need.
Yeah.
Because they feel like they're not being heard.
Okay, I can agree with that.
I have definitely been in that place where I have felt that I had no one who was there who would listen to me and who would genuinely listen to me in a way that showed me that they cared about me. And that's all I needed.
Right. I think that that's a much stronger message to sell, because I think that someone who's on the verge, that message is not going to stop them. They're already on that verge. What you need to push out there and inspire is people to reach out at the risk of embarrassing themselves, reach out and make sure, your fellow compadre is cool. Your fellow, friend is all right.
Yeah.
Even if it embarrasses you, like, it's worth the effort to reach out and make sure they're cool.
Like, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You want a hug?
Not really. That's all I'm saying. I can agree. No, I can agree with that. I can totally agree with that, though. I think that's a much stronger message. Like, I think that's what they should be pushing on 13 Reasons Why. All that being said, I recognize that there are suicide hotlines and they do get called. I just think about me, and maybe I'm just a dumbass, but like if I was on the verge of suicide, I mean, I'm not calling suicide hotline.
Who are you calling?
Nobody. I'm just gonna cut my wrists.
Oh no! Don't do that.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm saying like if that's my objective, I'm not gonna call anybody. But they do get called. I have a friend who did work at a suicide hotline, suicide prevention thing, and yeah. But I don't know how effective those centers are versus just a friend.
What if you feel like you don't have a friend though? That's the issue. Or you feel like you can't talk to your parents, or you can't talk to the people closest to you because they don't understand. So sometimes it helps to talk to a third party. That's why I think therapy is so helpful, because it's nice to have that person who you can open up to that isn't necessarily personally involved in your life in that way.
Well, anyway, all that being said, you guys, if you have ever been through something and you think that stuff is helpful because it helped you out, I want to hear about it in the comments below, because I want to be educated. Maybe I'm just ignorant here.
Yeah, so, educate Jaby.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Get Jaby. Educate Jaby.
Peace out.